All right. Good afternoon and happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good day today and is going to have a better weekend. Welcome to another episode of God, Greed, and Guile. Today, what we're going to talk about, everybody, is the high possibility, okay, that Apostle David E. Taylor has been deceased, okay? Here's why a lot of us think this. Is because, first of all, there's pre-existing underlying conditions to David's health that we know about, okay? And for him, COVID would have, if he caught COVID, okay, it no doubt would have put him down like a fucking, like an elephant, no doubt. He would have went down big time. He was overweight, unhealthy, diabetic, anemic, high blood pressure, cholesterol, the works, all right? This guy was a fucking walking, his whole endocrine system is on overdrive, basically, okay? And you can look at him, you can look at the guy, and you can tell that there's health conditions, and we know this. This has been confirmed from a couple sources, okay? Why is this important? Because if David's this great healer, right? If he's this great healing evangelist, why isn't he healing himself? Why isn't he making himself better? This is important. The fact we need to talk about this because here's the thing. David's been coming out. The last time we saw David, okay, was last year of August. Last August, okay. If we don't see him by the end of this month, I will keep digging for death certificates and I will find one, okay? If either that or he's just really sick and he is afraid to show his face, okay? So there's two possibilities, sick or dead, okay? One, we haven't seen him since last year, okay? And his cult followers keep saying he's going to come out and, God isn't letting him come out. All right, well, they just did another video recently within the last couple of days that said God hasn't allowed Apostle Taylor to come out of Shutaway yet, and he's going to be in Shutaway for another year. So now we're going on 3 years of fucking Shutaway? Yeah, fucking right, everybody. Okay, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Michael Aquino, okay, Michael A. Aquino from the Temple of Set, all right, when he died, when he shot himself, okay, he ended up committing suicide, Michael Aquino. He was a high-ranking military official, and he started Temple of Set, Satanic Temple, okay? He ended up killing himself, and that the Satanic Temple kept that hidden from the public for better part of 3 years, right? Is it why I say this is because it's possible to keep a death hidden? Yeah, it absolutely is, but you just have to know where to look. So, is it possible that this cult is keeping something really sinister hidden, that David's either really sick or dead? Absolutely, because we haven't seen him. They keep saying, "Oh, here's more great works from Apostle David E. Taylor." And then if anybody's been watching the videos on YouTube, it's all they're doing these works now of Asteneth and his wife, or Joseph and his wife Asteneth. It's completely out of context, and it's not even David's teachings. It's just some shit they found on some public domain, right, to run on their program to make it seem like they're putting out new content when they're absolutely not. They're gaslighting all these followers, okay? They're taking in deposits to their bank accounts with the Amway Arena, with the Convoy of Miracles, with what else? They're buying all these mansions, the Inheritance by Lineage University. There's multiple scams. There's just divorcee love scams, things like that. Okay, so they're still taking in money. And this is, again, if David's not there, okay, Michelle and everybody there, Joseph, Tony, Steve, Ashley, Susan, all the main people there have every reason to keep that lie alive. Why? Because of sunken cost effect or sunken cost syndrome, right? Basically, these people have sunk in so much time and money into this place that it's almost it's like almost impossible for them to walk away from it because they've given up so much already, right? Classic effect going on here, guys, really, no doubt. Also, follow my channel on YouTube, Apostle David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. I'm there to expose this cult and then on to the next. Catherine Crick is kind of hot on the hot item right now, but there's also a couple other I'm looking into right now. These people need exposed because of what they're doing. They're scamming. They're scamming people. That's the bottom line. They're fucking scamming people, okay? These prosperity ministers, the fivefold ministry, Catherine Crick, I'm talking to you. Your fivefold ministry cult, I'm watching you real close. That could be Catherine Crick is possibly a cult on the come up, okay? Pay real close attention to that one, guys. She's dangerous, all right? It's not dangerous the fact that she might do something bad to somebody, but it's just she's dangerous psychologically and mentally. She will fucking mind fuck you if she gets a hold of you, okay? Back to David. Okay. Sick or dead? Could he be sick too? Absolutely. Because again, if anybody saw him last year on his last time we saw him for his birthday, he looked like absolute dog shit, guys. Right? He looked like crap. He doesn't take good care of his health. He doesn't exercise. He's on a high cholesterol diet. You know, his heart's probably the size of a fucking basketball. This is just me speaking freely. Freedom of speech, right? David can come out and talk shit, and so can all these other pastors and leaders, and they can just talk really bad shit about people. Speaking the truth here, David. So, and again, some of the sources that have come forward kind of recently said they see nurses going into one of the mansions down in Florida. So, I'm thinking that nurse that was there was for David. Okay? 100%. This is a really dangerous cult, everybody. It's very dangerous. They're hiding behind their high walls and their high mansions with private security. Michelle's got private security now, okay? She's got her own security inside the cult. So that tells me she's very scared of what's going on inside. Then you got Joseph, who's second in command. I'm pretty sure David's not around, everybody, okay? Pretty sure he's not around. If he is, he's on a fucking ventilator somewhere, sucking oxygen tanks all day because he's really sick. Then that would leave Michelle second in command, okay? And Michelle in this has always been the fall guys, everybody. Michelle's always been the fall guy. If anything were to happen to David, Michelle would be next in line. All right, David's a piece of shit. Michelle would be an even bigger piece of shit and probably even more conniving and just more of a bitch. The reports we got from there already, guys, is that Michelle is a bitch. Okay, the reports say that Michelle is known to dish out some abuse, physical, mental, verbal, the works. Okay, and there are survivors that have come forward and said, yes, I have seen the physical abuse. If there's anybody from this cult, for that matter, that's ready to get out, and you're listening to this, if you're ready to deprogram, you let us know. We will get you out. We will get you the help. And we will get you free from this fucking piece of shit cult, okay? And the thing is, if people want this to end, all right, here's how this stops, everybody. Say you got a child here or something like that. Say you got a family member here. You do know you can call a welfare check on these people. You know that, right? I found out the best way to do it, and call the FBI. Call the feds. That's the best way to do it. You got a missing person somewhere that you haven't seen, you can't get a hold of. You know who you call in this situation? If it's involved with one of these cults, is the feds. I did my research, and I talked to a lot of people. The best way to get a fucking welfare check on these places is the feds. Not the fucking local police. Local police ain't going to do shit. Because, again, these are religious cults, guys. And where these cults are living are in some really gated communities that it would be next to impossible to get in unless you were like a cop or something like that. I'm telling you, there's ways around this to get inside this and find out where your loved ones are. And I know there are family members who have loved ones in this cult. And again, I've gone through the proper channels to find out about the best way to stop these cults. Take their tax-exempt status away like I am. Like with the fraud reports that I'm filing. That's the best way to stop these guys. You got family members there, call the feds. Call them and tell them. Be like, hey, my family member's in this cult and I haven't talked to them. Can you guys go do a welfare check? And you know what the feds will do? They'll go do a welfare check. It might take them a little bit, but you know what they're going to do is a fucking welfare check. All right? So again, there are ways around this. Back to David being sick or dead. Everything is pointing to those two possibilities, everybody. All right? Everything is pointing to those two possibilities. We don't see from him. We don't hear from him. He's got all his cult members coming up, running reruns, just all these random videos, bullshit. There's no David. There's not even a recording of David anywhere to be heard. Nothing. So is he sick or dead? Absolutely. I think so, 100%. We have until, July 22nd and 23rd of this to see him. If we don't see him, and we're going to know. So, David and Michelle, you guys better be on your shit. We're going to know if it's a rerun or not. And by that time, we'll know what's going on. If we haven't seen David for over a year, it's pretty clear and dry what's going on, everybody. He's lying to his followers, taking in donations. And here's something I found out too. I went and did some research on the IRS website, and I found out that the JMMI tax ID number has been revoked. Okay, it is no longer valid. That tax ID number was addressed to the 2008 Victory Way Lane address. I'm not sure when it was revoked, but it has been revoked. So here's the thing. If they're taking in donations for the Convoy of Miracles, it's got JMMI written on the side, that's illegal as fuck. Now they're taking in donations on a bad tax ID number. Okay? So now there's illegal shit going on for sure. I just wanted to kind of put out a short today about this, guys, because I will be doing a live tonight here in a few hours on my YouTube channel, Apostle David E. Taylor, Full Frontal Exposure. Nothing sexual about my channel. It's just, I feel if these cult leaders, these prophets and apostles and so-called church leaders are going to come out and run a scam blatantly in front of us and tell us, fuck you, I figure, hey, why not full frontally expose them, And the picture I get when I think of full frontal exposure is like the part from Super Troopers where the dude's in front of the police station. He's like running in front and opening up his jacket and shit. He's like, oh, it's horrible. Yeah, so that's kind of the image I get is, hey, it's like, man, if they're gonna fucking do this shit, you know what? Guess what? We the people, we can stand up against it and stop the scam, right? Because we know these people are out to scam. That's it. That's their end game is money. David, it's real estate, money, and women. Women, money, and power. That's it. Women, money, houses, power. They got all kinds of mansions up over Chesterfield and Wildwood, Missouri. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous what these people are doing. And the government just sitting there with their head up their ass like there's nothing wrong, but there's actually a huge trafficking operation going on within this cult. They have all the elements there. All the dynamics are there. All the means are there for it to be a full-blown trafficking operation, guys. They got call centers in these houses, I guarantee it. I guarantee you go into any one of these houses that they have, these mansions, they're going to have some sort of call center set up. And their get down is what they do is they troll Facebook pages, and then they start shooting people out messages, like pre-scripted messages, saying, oh, Apostle Taylor has this on his heart about you, and he's been praying for you. And they go to religious people's, like they'll really look for people who are religious and are talking about God and stuff, and they'll go to their Facebook pages, Instagram, and they will legit start fucking soliciting deposits from them. Not donations, deposits. I'm tired of calling these fucking donations. They're fucking deposits to this bank account. That's it. I looked up the tax code. I'm reading through it today too. I'm going to discuss a little bit on my channel tonight. Also going to discuss this topic as well. If you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, please follow my channel, Apostle David E. Taylor, Full Frontal Exposure on YouTube. I do lives about every Friday. I'll throw up a premiere here and there, but for the most part, I try to do lives every week and kind of keep the followers updated. This is a religious cult we're talking about. It's probably, if you stand back and look at all the religious cults right now operating in America, this is probably by far one of the most slimiest, just dirtiest fucking... It's right up there with House of Prayer Christian Church, man. The Fed just recently raided House of Prayer Christian Church, which was a big deal, right? They were scamming VA benefits from veterans. David does the same thing. Don't see why the feds can't bust him. I think it's just a matter of time, though. I will continue to file fraud against David E. Taylor and his cult. I have the forms right here. I send them out once a week every Monday. There's a 13909 and a 3949A, which are both referral forms to the IRS. And what those do is they're pretty much going to put them on the radar with the IRS, and the IRS is going to start asking questions. But it's a fucking long-ass process. I mean, the nonprofit process, it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. It gives you like 2 years. You have almost 2 years. You have 27 months from the time you start your nonprofit to file the tax exemption status. It's really all fucking bullshit. I was reading through it today, and I'm like, yeah, this is all just a crock of shit. It really does make it really easy for you to launder money, the 501c3. So, you guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for understanding. And again, these are just theories. Is David dead? Possibly. Is he sick? Even possibly. Absolutely. Those are the two high possibilities right now of what's going on with this cult. Because in the end, money is their main goal, and they're going to want to keep the lie alive.